question. Like I clicked a button for a reason. Oh yeah, we're live. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Dirty Bird Nation Report, the unofficial official podcast of Falcons Twitter. It's your girl, Lethal Saint here. And tonight I'm here with Eric. He is back at it. He is upset. And I'm here with Josh. Breeze cannot be here today. He's currently recording his KTSE podcast that is in the comments somewhere below. Not right now after this video because I'm too lazy to do stuff while live. Leave me alone. Okay, so how is everybody doing? Let's start with Eric and then Josh can explain his lighting situation.
Nah, man, I'm actually more interested in seeing why Josh got his pretty Ricky lighting on right now. I need an explanation, dog.
It's to match my mood. Like this team for this entire year is just pissed me off, man. Like you want to play good defense against a really good team, a team that may end up repeating, but you could let Nick Foles carve you up, Teddy Bridgewater carve you up. Like why? Like why?
I don't know, y'all. But I know Josh hates when I do this, but I need to bring the mood down a lot for a second. So on Christmas Eve, some tragic stuff happened over this way. So a family friend, unfortunately, his child committed suicide on Christmas Eve, and everything was horrible. So I'm trying not to get emotional, but if you look at the ticker, the scroll across the bottom, that is the number for the National Suicide Hotline and the website. If you need help, please reach out. I know that, sometimes that still doesn't help, but please reach out to them or any loved ones. And so that's going to be across there the whole time. That is why you can reach out to me. I talk to people. I'm not as mean all the time as I may come across. So if you do want to reach out to me and talk about something, you can, and probably them too. So that's across there. None of the women last week commented about the third leg situation. So I'm kind of upset that y'all weren't helping me on my side. And yeah, so I had to try to lift the mood back up real quick. So the game. I didn't watch it, but they did. So guys, what the hell went on? What happened? Why is this happening?
So this is, what I'm getting ready to say can go across any sport. It doesn't matter. But when you're a team that's playing against the best of the best, the margin of error is that big. And I had my preview column come out this week, and one of the key matchups I had in the game was the Atlanta Falcons versus themselves, which means they're playing the Chiefs, and they're playing a team that is well coached, well profound, well polished on both sides of the ball. They cannot afford to trip themselves up, and that's one. The Falcons did that a couple times today, where they made the game a little easier for a team that was struggling for 4 quarters. Let's just be honest. This is the defending Super Bowl champs, and they were down by 4 points with under 5 minutes left. When it comes to things like turnovers on both sides of the ball, whether offense or defense, you have to not allow stuff like that to occur, because of course you're letting the team off the hook. AJ Terrell, first round corner this year, a guy that I've been rooting for since day one, because I felt like, the talent fits where he got drafted. Could have had a game sealing interception with 2 minutes left in the game, but he dropped it. And the Chiefs scored on the very next play. But those are plays where, you have to make it. I know it's a tough catch. I get it. But he had it at one point. He had it. It wasn't like he was juggling it the whole time. He had it. And by the time his back hit the ground, the ball came loose and rolled away, and it was incomplete. You got to make those plays, man. Younghoe Koo just got voted to the Pro Bowl. Long ago, I believe he might have missed one field goal all year. I think he was still shooting 100% from 50 and beyond. This time he had a kick that was 34, 35 yards.
35 yards.
And he missed it. Bro.
Dog. Let's get into it. Josh, you can go ahead and go first. Tell the people what you want to say about Mr. Hubble.
I told y'all, man. Like, granted, he was having a good year this year. Whoop-de-doo. But I told y'all, it's something about him that couldn't be trusted. And today, he showed why. It was a routine kick, 35 yards. Like Eric said, you batting 100 from 50 plus this year. Why can't you make a 35-yarder?
Man,
it's not an easy field goal, but like you just pointed out, he's made harder field goals this year. He's made field goals damn near midfield.
And it's not like it's for the game win. It's to go into overtime. So
yeah.
Like it's not that it's pressure on you, but it's not that much pressure on you.
And he's had some pressure kicks this year, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might not have been, tail end of the fourth quarter, but he's had some kicks where it's like, man, we really need this kick in order to stay alive in this game. But
true.
Again, of all kicks all year,
the biggest game.
Arguably the most reliable player they've had all year.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Like this is what how is this team gonna lose next week?
Man.
Damn. The defense played stellar. They forced 2 interceptions, could have had 3, could have had 4, we being honest.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan played his ass off. I don't care what nobody says. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, drove the team down the field to give him a 4-point lead with 5 minutes left. Everybody saying he can't make the game-winning drive. That man had 2 great drives to end the game. And it's a damn kicker.
The goddamn kicker. Hey, man, I said on Twitter I was going to go off on him. But I more wanted to go off on all you people that kept telling me he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, that he would never, ever miss like Matt Bryant did. Y'all know I'm Matt Bryant hive. Like, I stand for the little bald old man. Okay? And y'all told me he never missed. Every time he made a field goal or some shit, one of y'all would be in my mentions about it. Or some of my friends would be texting me about it. And y'all have nothing, not one damn thing to say when he missed today. I want that same energy. Like Bree says, keep that same energy. I want to hear something. Don't worry, you have till midnight tonight, because in the morning, I'm texting and I'm tweeting all y'all. Okay?
I love Matt Bryant. Didn't he miss the extra point against Arizona last year?
Yeah, he cost us the game too.
Who are you talking? I know y'all ain't bring up Matt Bryant.
No, honestly, Brian,
everything that Matt Bryant has done, but the
last year,
why am I being attacked? You know what?
The last years, Matt Bryant has been like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, his very last year here, he cost us like 2 games. No lie. Arizona was one of them, and I forgot the other one.
Okay, but if the offense scored and the defense made stops, we wouldn't be in that position. Yes or no?
No, bro.
Yes
no.
or no?
It was literally the Arizona game was how cool was. It was like to tie it up. He missed a PAT, and we lost by like a point or something.
Yeah, because that was the I remember that was the Devontae touchdown, the dump off in the flats.
Yeah.
Scored, and they needed that extra point, and he missed.
And he shanked it, and we lost. That's how we lost the game, because he missed the PAT.
Yep.
Okay, and
it was like cool today though. So
man,
like, Like Brian, he wasn't.
There's
His
no
last year again. He was kind of looking funny in the light too.
there's no perfect kicker, but another problem that I feel like needs to be addressed, and Josh has it written on his tagline a little bit because we only got one more week with this year. Dirk Cutter need to get the hell out of here, man. For real. I can't do it. I can't. They get a key turnover. First play of midfield, 1st and 10. This man calls max protect with Christian Blake and Hayden Hurst, the only two going out for a route. The Chiefs have 7 defenders in coverage, and this man run a play action pass. Bruh, come on, man. You don't even have Ridley and Gage on the field.
No legit threats.
You got your wide receiver 5.
What?
Yes, you'll see it. It's just go to Twitter. You'll see it. I had my live my DVR. I had to stop my DVR and rewind it back and take a picture of it because he literally ran a 2-man route with Christian Blake and Hayden Hurst. And to me, this is a critical point in the game because it was the second half. They just got the interception for Fourier. You know how most teams, they get a turnover, they like to take a deep shot.
Yep.
I like that concept. I don't like the fact that you had your 5th best receiver on the field and a tight end running, the only ones running around.
What?
That's what I don't like. Matt got sacked on that play. Very next play, Matt got sacked again. Want to know why? Because again, Matt has to hold on to the ball because he ain't got number 2 or 3 receivers, and they're dropping everybody back in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And Cutter's trying to call plays for 15, 20 yards down the field.
Doc, we've said on this show multiple times that Cutter should have been gone when DQ and what's the name?
Yeah, Matidi.
Yeah.
And it was like one drive where I was telling the radio, I want to say it's like 2nd and 6. And I think he threw a tunnel screen to Calvin, lose 7 yards. So okay, it's 3rd and 13, false start. Now it's 3rd and 18, and then something else happened. We had to punt the ball. It's like little stuff like that. It hurts. It hurts team, especially like how Eric said, when you're playing against the reigning champs, you have to stay ahead of the chains, man. Like you can't let bad play calls. It cannot hinder your offense like that. Like I just don't get it.
Now Matt Ryan played a hell of a game. I think it was 27 for 35, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He got sacked 4 times, but he had, I think he had like 120 something QB rating. Essentially, if you look at the stat line, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. This was a game, but a run game was actually working. It was producing chunk yards. It wasn't getting, 10, 15 yards a pop, but it was getting those nice 4, 5, 6 yard runs. There was times in the game where they would run the ball. They would have Ito's getting a rhythm. They'll bring Brian Hill in. He'll get a little rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
The run game is working. Lean on it. I know you got Matt Ryan. I know you have Ridley. I know you have Gage. But this might have been a game where you should have leaned on a little bit more. And there were times where he called plays to get away from the run that was working, which I'm not understanding with him. I don't get it.
And then with a team like KC, you want to keep the ball away from them. So in doing that, like you said, you run the ball, especially if you're getting 4 or 5 yards a pop. Keep running the ball.
Take it. This is a Kansas City team. This is a Kansas City defense they're playing the pass.
Mm-hmm.
They're facing against an offense that's 28th in the league in rushing, and you're producing the run lanes. Stick with it, man. Like I get it. It at times it can be boring, but it's working. Finally, it's working. And
clock.
Yeah,
he had this shit working in the second to last game of the season.
Yeah. And he was rotating all three backs in, and all three were getting some type of production in the run game. Might not have been much, but they were getting 4 or 5 yards a pop. And
This is so shameful.
He got away from it.
That's what he does. He gets away from it, and he just started relying on Matt.
Yeah. And then that's when Matt gets sacked, and they're like, "Oh my God, why is Matt holding on to the ball too long?" It's a whole clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready for now. The thing with this, and I'm pretty sure you guys probably see this too, the fact that Cutter hasn't been terminated or fired at this point makes me kind of sort of not even want Raheem Morris even more, because I'm starting to think that those two are kind of joined at the hip a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He that very first Saints game, he threw Matt right under the bus, and didn't have any issues with how Dirk called that game.
Yeah.
He just like, well, the quarterback held the ball too long, the O-line gave us some sacks, and that was it. Nobody was getting open, that was it.
Yeah.
He didn't say, some plays could have been called different, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm wondering if that's the case, where Raheem actually likes Dirk. He actually respects Dirk enough to not fire him. And in a situation where he may end up becoming full-time head coach, are we looking at a possibility of Kirk actually still being
nope.
Maybe not as a coordinator, but you may see him as like a quarterback's coach or something like that, which I think would still be terrible. I don't want him in the building.
That sounds like
no. He can't even serve sandwiches at Chick-fil-A. No, in the building.
Yeah.
Dog. That sounds horrible, but it also sounds like something we would do.
Nah, like I said, them interviewing like Morris for this for the position, I think they're just trying to look good in the public light, but I don't think Arthur's really thinking about like hiring this man as head coach.
Nah, the public don't want him, right?
No, now they don't. But it was like Mom was like, oh well, look at the Falcons under Raheem. He's turned this team around. The defense playing better. Yada yada yada. Why can't he get an interview?
All right, I want y'all to know this. Just from the little bit of information that I do know.
Ooh.
There's a genuine relationship between the two.
Oh God.
This is him getting an interview is legitimately it has nothing to do with the Rooney Rule. Like, I think it honestly feels he has a genuine like for Raheem Morris, and he wants to see him prosper. So to me, this is not, he's getting a interview just because he's a minority or whatever. Like, no, Arthur Blank really thinks highly of Raheem.
If Blank does this,
I'm not going to say he's going to hire him. I'm saying the premise behind the interview is, to me, I think it's beyond the Rooney Rule. Like, he really likes Raheem Morris.
No, and I get that, but all that good wishes went out the window when how flat we came out against the Saints, their very first game, when we had 2 weeks to prepare for them. How flat we came out against them. And again, how we lost to Detroit, how we lost to the Saints again.
Then today occurs.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Just like we saw last year when things might have been going down here for Dan Quinn, and then they went on the road in Week 15 and won in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Today mirrored that exact same game.
Same circumstance.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean, I know they lost today, but I honestly felt like this might have been a feather in the cap a little bit for Raheem Morris.
Nah, man. Nope.
They lost, but you outplayed the defending Super Bowl champs. Literally for 4 quarters.
Blank, don't do it.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's going to hire him.
I know. I'm just saying.
The interview to me is like he really is an actual candidate because of
I just want Blank to get that idea out of his head. Like, no, Raheem, no.
Yeah. Who knows how to brainwash?
I'm telling you, bro, it's not going nowhere.
Who knows? Someone needs to brainwash Arthur Blank because
And Blank was thinking, okay, yeah, I could bring Raheem back, but we got to get rid of Dirk. No,
That may be a possibility.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
Arthur might listen to that. Like when I say he loves, like he really likes it. Like the interaction between him and Raheem was way different between the interaction between him and Dan.
DP.
Like
Wow.
this is really more like this is my he's my son. You see what I'm saying? Like it was that type of bond. Like it was real close. It's real close. So this is like a genuine interview here.
Oh
And
my God.
I think there's a possibility where Raheem says, "Hey, I want this job, but I want to part ways with Dirk." I think Arthur might listen.
Oh my God. Eric just brought down the mood. He just
I'm
killed
just-
the vibe.
I don't want people to think like he's the number one candidate or it's his job to lose. No, I just want people to think that this is not an interview based on a Rooney Rule. It's easy to see it that way, but this right here is not that.
God damn it.
This is why I have my red lights, because of
It's
information like that.
Yeah.
He just
Oh my
made
God.
it bad. Oh God. What are we gonna do? Okay. Well,
Sorry.
I guess it's okay. Not really. But now,
Sorry.
my nerves are bad.
Yeah.
I need a drink.
Yeah, I'm looking forward like to next Monday.
You guys are acting
Now you saying this, man.
He's the number one guy in the building right now.
Man, if I don't get that notification, Falcons clean staff. Yeah, clean house with coaching staff.
I would not even be surprised because of their bond. I would not even be surprised if it gets to the point where Arthur actually wants to keep him as a DC.
Oh God. Jesus, take
But
the wheel.
you can't do that if you're bringing in a whole new head coach.
Yes, you can.
You can't, as an owner, you can't be like, well, I'm gonna keep him as DC. You got to put him on your staff.
As the owner, you can do any damn thing you want.
I mean, you can, but if you want to get a legit quality coach, you can't pull stuff like that.
It depends.
Got
If it's someone like hypothetically, let's just say it's a veteran head coach that's been around the block before, maybe you can say that. Like, yeah, this guy probably wants his own. If it's a rookie head coach, like Bieniemy,
Then you gonna force him like
Joe Brady, then as Arthur Blank, you can say, hey, look, you're a rookie, you're a first-time head coach, it's your first time around the block. Raheem Morris knows his defense. You look what he did last year. It's more of a convincing for Arthur Blank. He can get in the ear a little bit of Joe Brady and say, hey, bro, you might want to keep him around DC because this might work right here. Just saying.
Doc, he does this, and I'm gonna get a shirt that says Arthur Blank is a horrible owner, and I'm gonna rock that shit.
That plays along with the whole notion of Arthur Blank actually, having real emotional ties with this team, with the players and the coaches. Like,
yeah,
in that category.
Charmin, ultra strong.
I mean, but it's almost like that buddy club that all coaches do anyway. So
I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of buddy.
Oh my God, man!
Y'all know how I feel. I'm tired.
But I would not be surprised if he's.
His eyes have not gotten big at all, Padre.
Yeah, not today, man.
We're chilling today. We're chilling. But speaking of Raheem, the defense. I know Eric got real emotional before we started recording, y'all. He got real emotional because AJ had
AJ.
That was it, man.
But he's still emotional, like he hurting. I'll be right back. Y'all discuss that in the defense.
Well, for one thing, they didn't have a sack today. So
yeah, we did. No, we didn't.
But of course, Fox had to show the graphic. They had like 13 or 14 knockdowns, which is great. Yeah, they're getting the pressures. Those are wonderful, but they did not sack Patrick Mahomes today. I think even overall, the defense played well. they were able to get their hands on a couple turnovers. They should have had 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Playing against an offense like this, though, the margin of error is real thin. I think one thing for them that I highlighted coming into the game, the Chiefs were number 1 in the league in yards after catch and broken tackles forced. And those were 2 factors that I felt like the Falcons really need to harp on. Tyreek is probably going to get his catches. Kelsey's probably going to get his catches. But you guys have got to bring them down. You cannot let big plays become bigger plays.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that they did focus on today. But again, I think just, what we've seen on numerous occasions this year, today was just another sign that this team really needs to upgrade this pass rush, man. They really do, man. It's terrible.
Yeah. And I was saying like a few people that was like, oh, I forgot Fowler was on his team. Like touch Hood Vic Beasley, man. He was it was the reason why I was leery of that signing. And maybe his ankle never healed from whenever he hurt it. But again, this man has been a no-show for like 80% of the season.
Come on, man. I saw a couple plays where it looked like he packed it in for the season. It looked like he packed it in. But there were also times where he was out there and he was giving some effort, but he can't make a play at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they go into next season with him as the lead pass rusher again,
we're in trouble.
They're in real big trouble, man.
My thing is, if you see that we can save $8 million by cutting him, just pull that trigger. Like, you can get this same production from a rookie, in my opinion.
You can let him be the true front cut of the offseason. Like, hey, it's economically, it may not be the greatest move, but you kind of understand why they're doing it. I mean, I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
But what's the backup plan?
Whoever we draft, honestly.
And lean on that?
I mean, we could get that's the same production, though.
Yo, it's your boy.
Nothing's giving us now. We can get that out of a rookie.
Quick. Yo, so real quick. I'm here for one reason only. What up, Eric? What's good?
Okay.
Yeah, again, I tried to tell y'all earlier, man. Self-care. Y'all don't have to do this. Y'all can boycott the Falcons like I have for the last 4 weeks. The only thing that I came here to say is that the Falcoholic put out a very spicy tweet a couple of days ago. It says, 2020, Todd Gurley, 13 games, 182 carries, 644 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3.5 yards per carry, 21 catches, 113 yards, 5.4 yards per reception. 2019, Devontae Freeman, 14 games, 184 yards, 656 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3.6 yards per carry, 59 catches, 410 yards, 6 yards per reception, and 4 touchdowns.
I only want one person to explain this.
So what I'm saying is, as much as y'all hated Freeman, right? At the end of the day, if he ended up being trashed, guess what would have happened? We didn't end up with Edo Smith starting like he is now and not costing us $5 million.
Hey,
good
Mr.
Damn good dog. Go dog.
Special. Go ahead and hop on that, Mr. Red Light.
Yeah, let's go.
What is this? What?
Are you gonna brothel? Like, what is going on?
Jesus. One, we don't feature Gurley in the pass game like how we did with Free. For whatever reason, we don't. That's the truth. That is the truth. And on top of that, we're looking at rushing numbers. They're similar.
Frees are better, but continue.
At the same time, Gurley also missed 1 or 2 games this year.
That sounds like a Gurley problem.
Come on, man. Really?
Wait. But on top of that, he has more rushing touchdowns than Free.
What's our record?
What's our record?
What's our record?
Because my record, you have to discount his numbers.
You're bragging over him getting fullback touchdowns, bro.
this man is sick. He has a problem. You have a problem, man. You have a problem.
I remember me and Josh actually went back and forth on this on Twitter a few weeks ago, and he pointed out that Gurley had 10 touchdowns. I said, bro, 9 of them came from 10 yards or less.
I mean, yeah, he goal line back. I mean,
these are Keith Smith touchdowns, dog. Like,
he paid $5 million for a goal line back. That's crazy.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
So you telling me Ito was getting nine touchdowns on the goal line? No.
I would like to see them have the chance, not at $5 million a pop. He's not going to be here next year.
He's better Gary than Gurley.
I mean, he is. I'll admit. Yeah, you got a point.
Oh, and also, Devontae Freeman never got benched, so there's the icing on the cake.
That's why
there's the icing on the cake.
He would have a concussion, or he would have some nagging injury that will force him to.
Okay, so what's Gurley's excuse? Because he doesn't have those. They said it wasn't because of his knee injury. They said it because
that's what they told us.
On the field. Okay.
Before we signed him, they said his knee will flare up at times, and it won't.
I for one wanted them to take him back in the draft. A guy like Cam Akers would have been great than giving Ty Gurley $5 million. But somebody on this panel here, I don't all know who.
I wonder who.
Signing of the offseason.
Okay, well,
they were going to get 2017 Ty Gurley. I'm gonna tell you right now, he gone, Josh.
Oh, I already said that. Yeah, he going.
In Josh's defense, $5 million is not that much money. Like it's a vet minimum. It's a vet minimum. When you consider like the cap, it's not a lot of money. Like $5 million for 1 year.
When you're signing a name like him to be a lead back, when you just cut a guy that was making just about the same amount.
Yeah, but if you can get with the production that you've gotten from Todd Gurley, or the lack of production you got from him, $1 million isn't.
But
it's not like you're not craving like, oh well, we could use that $5 million elsewhere. It's just
the expectations were for him to not come in and get Devontae Freeman numbers.
Who had those expectations? Because I didn't. Like
Falcons Twitter thought this was the coming of Christ.
Wait, the
entire NFL did, because once Falcons got Gurley, it's gonna be Julio Gurley.
I felt a team like the Rams letting him walk and eating that dead money was a clear sign. Like, dude, he's not who he is.
Yeah,
teams don't do that.
Yeah.
But we just had
the Falcons do that. We do stuff like that. We pick up people's trash.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the big picture, though. That man played for the Georgia Bulldogs. Okay, so that means he's one of the better players.
That's the big picture.
Most of the great running backs come from the University of Georgia. So the idea that the Falcons will be able to get a big name from UGA, you do that every time.
You do that.
If they had the opportunity to get Herschel Walker in the 90s, they should have got it, man. If
you could get Herschel Walker right now, you do it for $5 million.
But all jokes aside, Swift, he's making that Lions offense click. They can't do anything without him, as much as we like to joke about Georgia running backs.
Who's joking?
Nobody's joking. They're legit. I'm just saying, like, the benefits you were going to get from having Todd Gurley this year was kind of killed by the pandemic, because he was going to put butts in seats and nobody could actually go to the game. So we really just took a huge L for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole Georgia UGA Falcons connection was wasted. It was pointless. And we're looking stupid again.
Not to
Steven Jackson 2.0.
Not to
no.
You got to blame Julio.
Let Eric go.
Julio was the one that recruited him to Atlanta. This is Julio.
Gurley's game management, like, he almost cost the team 3 games this year. Let's be honest. Okay, we all know about the Lions game. We all know about that.
Embarrassing.
You go back to that Carolina win that they had on the road in that game. They had the ball. They were up 8. Instead of staying inbounds and letting the clock run, Mr. Gurley wants to run out of bounds and stop the clock, which allows the Panthers to make the stop and get an extra possession there. They almost could have won. this has been a total waste of $5 million. I'm just being honest. They could have gave me $500,000 and I could have came in and did something, man. Like, damn, that's just. I don't ever want them to do this again. Okay, if this was the point to get butts in the seats, they failed, because even if they were allowed to have fans in the games, like this Gurley has killed this team. I'm just being honest, man. I know Cutter's history with running backs. Gurley has killed this.
This is the perfect reason to get Julio out of here. This is Julio's idea. Julio was the one that recruited Todd Gurley to Atlanta. So this is on Julio.
Oh, wait.
This is the perfect segue to be like, you know what? Julio, you enjoyed your time. You're the greatest Falcon to ever suit up for this franchise. But this mistake was catastrophic. Right. You've been a little bit injury. And it's time to move on, guy. I'm sorry.
You crossing the line, all right?
Am I?
No one said anything to mention anything about Quintores.
But can we also put in context, under Dirk, there has been no formidable run game. And then wait, just hear me out. And then the O-line play. That's all I'm saying.
The O-line play that's creating run lanes for Ito Smith.
And also, if you knew that, why sign him in the first place? If you knew that he is not a run creator or a creative run play caller, why even waste the time?
Ask Julio.
No,
ask these fiends over here. These Falcons fans are out of control, man. Like, and I know I'm kind of jumping around. We talked about this briefly last week, but yo, I need one of you Falcons fans to please legitimately let me know how Calvin Ridley got snubbed for Justin Jefferson. I'm sick of somebody told me that the media rigged it.
He doesn't dance.
Huh?
He doesn't dance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no.
He doesn't dance. Justin Jefferson has created everybody's copying it now. He's in it.
I mean, people were saying it's rigged. He didn't deserve it. I'm like, yo, did y'all look at this man's stats? Do y'all know who this man's quarterback is?
That is a legitimate question. That is a legitimate, and given the fact that he's produced like that without Julio on the field, taking those things away from him, like that's even more impressive.
Let me go ahead and say something. The reason why Calvin Ridley did not make the Pro Bowl is because if you're watching YouTube, you can see this. But right now, I'm pointing at Gift Queen, I'm pointing at Eric Robinson, I'm pointing at Josh, and I'm pointing at Southbridge.
Oh, I did.
The reason why Calvin Ridley did not make the Pro Bowl is because the fans didn't vote him in. This podcast didn't support him. They didn't get a rally going. They didn't get him trending at all. The only reason Calvin Ridley gets to trending is when he does something dumb, and that's because that's what Falcons do. They only focus on the negative stuff. Because he does some negative things, Falcons fans decided to shit on him all year. So when it came down to Pro Bowl votes, y'all get petty, y'all get envious, and y'all decided, hey, we're not voting him in because he had one or two bad plays, so you're not going. So if you want to blame someone for Calvin Ridley not getting into the Pro Bowl, everybody right now that's listening to this podcast, because I'm assuming you're a Falcons fan, you're to blame for this. This is your fault.
You can blame me.
I actually voted. Then I stopped voting because people started making sense. Like, okay, when it's time for new contracts, they're going to bring up these Pro Bowl votes.
Oh my God.
So that's why I stopped voting. But then on top of that, Calvin has at least one or two times in every game where he does something dumb. When he cuts back across the field.
It cost him a Pro Bowl vote?
No.
Let me speak.
No, I'm talking about in general. Calvin, he does a lot of dumb stuff. So it's like,
Padre, don't agree with Marcus. Why are you agreeing with Marcus?
It's the truth. People aren't turned on to vote for players on a losing team, man. Like it is what it is. Like, don't be mad at Justin Jefferson for being the first rookie wide receiver for 1,200 yards, 7 receiving touchdowns since Odell Beckham Jr. in 2014. Don't be mad at him for balling out with Kirk Cousins, bum ass at quarterback. Don't be mad at their fans for voting. They voted. He balled out. We didn't. Shut up. It's over.
But you can't bring up Kirk Cousins when Alan Thielen has the same quarterback too.
Alan Thielen's not a rookie. Alan Thielen's not a third-year player like Calvin Ridley.
But at the same time with Calvin, again, he missed 1 or 2 games. He could easily have a game. He could have already had 1,000 yards like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's great.
Calvin.
Okay.
I ain't vote for them because they suck this year. So
I got a stat for you guys. All right. This goes to show how great Calvin really has actually been. Now,
I think I know what the stat is, but go ahead.
I will say he's still not a wide receiver one. All right, so I'm trying.
Don't say it again, real quick. Repeat that, please. Please speak into the mic.
Some people felt like today he proved he was a wide receiver one. No, he's not. He's not. He's a great complementary receiver. Calvin Ridley is the 7th player in NFL history to have 200 receptions, 3,000 yards, and 26 touchdowns in the first 3 seasons. The other players on the list: Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, and Andre Rison. So this man has balled since day one he's been in Atlanta. But I feel like this was a year for him where he truly took his game to the next level. Because again, he did it without Julio. These are stats that you can look at and say, well, he shared the field with Julio. But you can't really say that this year. Julio missed a considerable amount of time. This man has really been their only legitimate receiving threat for a while, and he's still balled. He definitely deserves a Pro Bowl vote in my opinion.
Again, the consensus like best receivers, like top 5 receivers in the league, are like DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Calvin really has more receiving yards than Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill, and Devontae Adams. He's 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards. He has 9 touchdowns. The idea that type of production isn't wide receiver 1 production doesn't make any sense.
You don't watch the Falcons games. So that's different.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
He also did this without Julio playing in most of these games. So the idea that he is 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards and he'll probably end the season with his 2nd year double-digit touchdowns, and that's not wide receiver 1 material.
Well, we're saying from a mental aspect again, like today with the long catch that he had, he could have just ran straight touchdown. But he does the little thing where he cuts back and allows for them to tackle him. It's little stuff like that he does at least once every game.
I'm just going to do the thing that y'all do, and I'm just going to blame Dirk Carter. So
let me ask you this. Chris Godwin was 3rd in the league last year in receiving yards. Is he a wide receiver 1?
Is he?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Well, Mike Evans, I mean, if he was your wide receiver 1, like I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't be like if he was the wide receiver of my team, I'm fine with that. But they got Mike Evans down there too, and they got Gronk down there, and they got Tom Brady who throws. Antonio Brown
3rd last year. He didn't have Gronk. He didn't have Brady. He had Jameis. And he had Mike Evans, 3rd in the league in receiving yards. And you will sit here and say that based on last year, you would make him your wide receiver 1.
I wouldn't be mad if he was my wide receiver 1.
Good job, Eric. Put Marcus in his place.
That leads the league in reception yards. Like, what else does he need to do?
Well, my quick point, because I gotta run to kind of deconstruct or debunk that tweet by Kevin Neely. I'm pretty sure that's the guy we're reading from. What I would argue is the same thing with the quarterback thing. We're at a completely different era right now. Like, I'm not gonna count his stats with the likes of Jerry Rice, Andre Rison, and Randy Moss, right?
You can with OBJ though.
Only reason I won with OBJ is because for whatever reason, let's say 3 or 4 years ago, there was an argument about him being the top 3 with him, Julio, and Antonio Brown being 1A, 1B, 1C, arguably. He hasn't really been living up to that top billing as that guy in the NFL for whatever reason, whether he plays for the Browns or his issues in New York. AJ Green has been a shell of himself for quite a long time. You know what I'm saying? Mike Evans, cool. So you got one that I can maybe say, hey, that's legit. But we're in a passing league, right? The numbers are going to be a little bit more inflated. So I'm not going to that's the one thing that I don't like about statistics to an extent, especially with Falcons fans, is they see stuff like that and that fuels the narrative like, oh, he's wide receiver 1, he's elite, he's great, blah, 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 blah.
No one's saying that.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying like Falcons fans that don't.
They're not saying it either.
Okay. Okay.
Well, at least the ones I've seen, everyone that I've seen is they hate Calvin Ridley. But
man, they're foaming at the mouth. Wide receiver 1, he got snubbed. Stop slandering him. He's the GOAT, slide red, all that shit. Nah,
it's hard to understand what Falcons fans want because they hate everything. They hate everyone on their team. So I I don't know what it is that they want from Calvin Ridley. It's like he's not wide receiver 1, but he should have been in the Pro Bowl. Like, which one is it? It can't be both.
He does have situational awareness for the most part.
I mean, you don't have to vote wide receiver 1 for the Pro Bowl. I just felt with today's season, given the circumstances that were around him, I think to me, you kind of sort of have to factor in that he's not sharing the field with Julio in a Pro Bowl vote. To me, given the fact that the Falcons are still losing games, but this man is still balling, he's still able to produce. I'm not sitting here saying he's a wide receiver 1. I don't think he's a wide receiver 1 because of his physical abilities. There's certain things that he can't do that I can see from other receivers like Julio, like DeAndre. I don't get that from Calvin Ridley. So that doesn't make me say he's wide receiver 1. It's not the numbers. It's just his physical talent, his ability as a receiver. So, but I still feel like with this year, he deserved to go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I guess. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I just want y'all to be happy. I really do.
We will on Black Monday next week. I think. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah, not after what Eric just told us. I don't know.
Yeah, Eric dropped some tea talking about how Blank and Raheem are like buddies.
The interracial brothers.
All I said is that they're closer than a lot of people think. And
so basically, Raheem will be our new coach.
No, I did not say that. But the headline of Raheem Morris getting an interview, to me, knowing what I know, it goes beyond just a Rooney Rule because there's a legitimate relationship between him and Arthur Blank. Like Arthur Blank really thinks highly of Raheem Morris. Like he wants to see Raheem Morris succeed. So
okay. Then write him a great letter of recommendation for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Exactly. Send it to Detroit. Send it to Jacksonville.
Send it to Detroit because Dimitrov's supposed to be possibly getting hired out there. Yeah, pair them two up.
You guys are saying that, and I'm not sitting here saying that he's going to get hired or he's the lead candidate. I'm just saying that to me, it goes beyond just interviewing a black person. Like he really likes it.
That's the type of move owners make when they're asleep at the wheel and they don't really care.
True.
Ha! Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's my original take. Stop that.
Well, and real quick too, I think that a kind of a doomsday scenario. Oh wait, real quick, what are your thoughts on? I don't know if y'all talked about this, but I saw a fan tweet out like, "Oh, matter of fact, it was the homie said he tweeted out like, yo, why isn't Eric Bieniemy's offense putting up 50 points in the Falcons?" And my kind of counter to that is like, yo, why are you trying to pick like the worst game to be the narrative for his entire coaching career? Like, the Falcon. And my take was like, yo, this is the same thing that happened with the 49ers last year. I don't think these teams take the Falcons seriously. Nope. Would you? I wouldn't. They probably didn't practice all week. They probably had barbecue right before the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care. And they still won.
This man,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
this man doesn't even have the job yet, and y'all already hate him. That's what I'm talking about. Why are we hating on this guy already?
No, I will speak for the Falcon fan base. A lot of them don't hate Eric Bieniemy, but that was a great point brought up by Breeze. Like, I did see that a lot on Twitter today that some people use this game to hang over Bieniemy's head as a play caller when this man has been known to call plays in the playoffs, especially last year during their postseason run. But they want to use this game as to, maybe the Falcons shouldn't hire him. Maybe it may have just been a good game plan for the Falcons defense. How about that?
Man, no, because in my opinion, the Falcons are the get-right team for the most part. Everybody is going to have some type of career day against us. Taysom did it. Bridgewater did it. Like, everyone had some type of career game against us. So today was the prime example. Like I said, from before kickoff, I thought we was going to get slaughtered by KC.
Yeah. But
for whatever reason, the offense wasn't clicking, and they let us stay in the game throughout the entire thing. I thought the second half they was going to pull away. That still didn't happen. So it's like you kind of have that curiosity, like why, like what is going on from KC play calling standpoint to where they aren't killing Atlanta.
There was a stat that was brought up during the game that the Chiefs were 6-0 in games decided by one score or less this year. So they've played close games like this all year. Now, I think you can make a case like that. This is really the only game that we saw from him. Like, man, they're struggling for 4 quarters, but they've been winning games like this all year. I honestly believe today was just a day that the Falcons woke up on the right side of the bed and they had the right game plan, and they kind of caught the city off guard for a little bit. They just couldn't take advantage when they had the opportunity.
So we couldn't wake up on the right side of the bed when we played Taysom twice.
No, because they're scared to play the Saints for some reason. They're scared. I don't get it. But see, it's all going to be, to me, it's all going to be for naught when the Chiefs go into the playoffs and they post 40 points in the playoffs. Yeah. Are we really going to look back at that Falcons game and say, man, why they didn't put up 50 points there? Like, to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're hanging this over Bieniemy for what?
Oh. But you know how we do. Even when, prime example, when AJ, that video came out of AJ after we drafted him, everybody hung that shit over his head. Now everybody's been eating crow ever since.
Well, I've been making sure people been eating crow this season.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
They have been eating fucking crow. Yeah. Are we third? No.
Okay, so here's the thing. So technically right now they're fourth because Miami, Houston losing, I believe, gave Miami the strength of schedule. So right now Miami's third. If Tennessee loses, that changes the strength of schedule for the Texans, and the Falcons will leap Miami, and Miami will drop to fourth. The Falcons will go to third.
Oh wow!
Okay, so Tennessee has to lose tonight, and if Tennessee lose tonight, the Falcons will get back to third.
Yeah, it looks like Tennessee is going to lose. So let's just assume that the Falcons are in the number 3 slot.
We taking Mekhi Parsons. Next question.
Who?
We taking Mekhi Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. Next question.
No love for Zach.
Next.
No love for Fields.
No, I like Zach, but it's like we in my opinion, we need defensive help.
We do.
And not just help, but we just need a defensive playmaker. Whoever on what level it is, we just need that person.
Well, let me ask you this: Is this? I'm not a college football guy. I watch the major bowl games, and that's about it. This Mekhi, like Parsons, is he like a generational defensive player that you would have to take at number 3? Like if you didn't have the number 3 overall pick, is he going in the top 5?
Yes.
I would say definitely top 10 for sure. Yes.
He's been compared to Luke Kuechly. That's a lot of the comparisons that are thrown his way. To me, he's the best defender in the draft, easily. No question. No debate. The best defender, regardless of position. Corner, edge rusher, lineman. He's the best defender in the draft. To me, it's not a need, but I believe it can enhance the Falcons' defense because you can allow to have him inserted alongside Foye and Deion Jones. And I think that changes things for, even if you were to still run a 4-3, think of the blitz packages you can have where you can send Micah Parsons but still drop Foye and Deion back in coverage. That's one of the strengths for Micah Parsons. He's able, when it comes, he was actually recruited to Penn State as an edge rusher. He played a little bit of edge rusher in high school, so he knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows how to sack the but he played middle linebacker at Penn State, so he still has some things he needs to work on here and there at that particular position. But I think because of his talent, his raw athleticism, he can really help the Falcons team. I think he's worth the top 5 pick.
Do you think it'd be worth it to maybe trade down with, say, like
absolutely
a team like Denver?
Absolutely.
Denver right now has the number 10 pick, and say they really like either Zach Wilson or Trey Lance, and the Panthers are in front of them, and the Panthers are looking at a quarterback too. So you called Denver like, hey, we're willing to move down, 6 spots for you to get your quarterback. Now you might miss out on Micah, but you might also get like a second and a third and a second next year. Do you think that's worth it to miss out on this Parsons kid? Is he that good?
I'm never against trading down. I don't care who's in the draft. I'm never against to be able to not only accumulate picks for that draft, but also
For next year. Yeah.
for the future drafts. I'm never against.
Well, I mean,
the way teams are. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I can't remember who traded up for Robert Griffin III that ended up giving up like 3 or 4 first-round picks for him.
Oh yeah.
Not long ago, the teams were doing that. So if a team is willing to give the Falcons 3 first-rounders to trade up for a chance at Zach Wilson in the top 5, I'd be damned if they don't take it. I'm taking it.
I mean, there is a scenario to where you can keep the number 3 overall pick, get your guy Parsons, and still accumulate more draft picks without trading down. There is a scenario where you are able to do that.
Don't ask.
Why you say something crazy? Why?
Don't say it. Julio, aren't you?
Yeah, it's gonna be involved Julio man. Why?
We're not gonna.
Go ahead and say it.
Look at his face. Look at his face. It's a trap.
Quintor's is not going anywhere.
I'm just saying. I think it's something to at least think about / consider when you consider his age, what he has been doing the last few years.
He's always been that way.
I understand that, but the thing is, you'd rather get rid of him too early than keep him on too long. And it's like I've talked with Josh about this before. It's like, do you want what's best for the team, or do you want what's best for these players as long as they stay in Atlanta? You know what I'm saying?
Here's my rebuttal for that. I truly believe that even though they need to restock the roster a little bit, some solid coaching can have this roster right now as a 10-win team next year.
Exactly.
So if you can get the right staff in, why would you jeopardize trading away a guy like Julio? When you really, I mean, you can look at today, we can look at this year's schedule and see they're not that far away. I know they're losing games, but they're really not that far away, man. They could have beat the Saints. They could have beat the Chiefs today. They have 7. They're 1-7, I believe, this year in games.
0-6.
One score
by 6 points or less. Yeah, we 0-6.
They're right there. So if you're the right coach, if you can say, hey man, we can coach this team up, we can win 10 or 11 games next year. Why trade Julio?
Well, no one's saying blow the team up, but I'm telling you, like, if you could get a first-round pick right now for Julio, you're not taking it?
Hell no.
Not just one. No, it has to be a first for this year, and the first for next year, and the second for next year. I'm not just giving them up for one first rounder.
I didn't say the entire deal, but I'm saying if they're on the line, like, hey, you're at least getting a first-round pick this year and a second. For a 31-year-old Julio Jones,
hanging up the phone, and I'm blocking your number.
Okay. Well, and I feel like that's the thing. We were just like, well, I'm doing what's best for the player as long as he stays in Atlanta, not what's best for the team.
I need at least 2 first-rounders for Julio.
To entertain you, 2. I need 2.
We can have a conversation if you just say I give you 2 first-rounders. All right, we can talk. Now you probably gonna need to throw some more in there, but we can talk. Considering what they gave up for him.
Exactly.
Okay. The stuff that they gave up for him, you're not feeling the effects of that because those players aren't in the league anymore.
I don't care, but he's still Julio.
Is he?
Yeah.
Julio?
Are you kidding?
Are you crazy?
Is it crack? Is it crack? Is it meth?
He's still
Oh my God.
All right, what was it? All right, let me look at his stats line for
Ask Denver if he's still Julio or not.
No, I'm gonna look up his stats from today's game real quick. Hang on.
His first game back in injury. If he's still Julio, they'll tell you.
I'm gonna look up the stats from today's game real quick.
There you go.
There you go. See, you see why we've only been taking him in doses.
I'm just saying. Okay, let me go look. What was the last game y'all played? I'm gonna look at the stats for that game. Who'd y'all play?
You already know. Look,
he wasn't playing.
No, he wasn't playing.
Okay, that's crazy.
You know what? Don't you have to worry about some women with the moment?
That's the sense if he's still Julio.
Right.
Okay, I mean, I'm looking at the stats.
As Marcus Lattimore, if he's still Julio.
He had 94 yards the last time he played the Saints this year.
Ask
And
him
then
if
before that, he had 39 yards in the loss.
he had 157 against Seattle. Ask Seattle if he's still Julio.
Oh yeah, y'all lost that game too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That wasn't on him.
Wow.
He had 137.
Now you moving the goalpost.
He had
That's
137
amazing.
against Carolina.
All I'm
What he
saying,
does.
like you're saying, you're bringing up these good games. Okay, let's look at it. All right, game 1, 157 yards. That's great. Week 2, 24 yards. Week 3, he didn't play. Week 4, 32 yards. Week 5, he didn't play. Week 6, 137 yards. 7, 97 yards. Week 8, 137. Week 9, 54. Week 10, didn't play. Week 11, 39. Week 12, didn't play. 13, 94 yards. 14, didn't play. 15, didn't play. 16, didn't play. Is he playing next week? Who knows?
Hey, he still got more yards than your wide receiver one, Chris Godwin.
Ooh.
Mm,
Ooh.
mm.
And then Mark,
That hurt my spirit.
Marcus, that was that you named almost like 7 games where he almost had 100 yards.
Ow. That
No,
hurt
it
me.
didn't. I mean,
I say almost.
he had 3 100-yard games and he had 2 90-yard games.
Burn.
The other
Okay,
games
fine.
were under like 50 yards.
Oh, that hurt my spirit.
He's still productive, even
I'm
with
not-
the bad
and
hand.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying Julio isn't productive. No, I'm not saying he's washed. I'm just saying at this point,
At what point?
it does make sense if you can get a first and another first, maybe a second. It would make sense to move on from him because you can get more value for him now. You know what I'm saying? He's showing that he is not able to stay on the field that much. So why not get value? Why not get more opportunities? Why not get more picks? Why not get younger players on cheaper contracts that can help you build for a long-term victory?
Well, Marcus, he could have been playing if we would have gave him proper rest from jump. Like when he injured his hammy, and then we were like, okay, you still gonna play? The hammy working. He didn't get the proper rest this year for him to recover from the hamstring.
Right.
So you can't just say, oh, all these injuries. Well, yes, he had one injury, and we didn't let him recover from that injury.
Did that happen last year too?
No, he missed. I had this argument with my brother and my homeboy. He missed one game last year. And
But
the last
he was hobbled last year though, right?
prior to this year, and the last from like 16 or 17 to 19, he missed one game.
Who knows?
You know, you pointed out the games that he played. I mean, he didn't play a full season. He only gave him 9 games worth of production, right? But you know, he's still 8th in the league in receiving yards per game in those 9 games. Right?
That's great. So that means his value is still very high.
So why are we
why
getting
not
rid
get
of that?
that
What's
value?
our point?
If you
Why
can
would we get rid of that?
get rid of him.
But you can also get that same production from Calvin Ridley.
No,
He
you
can
can't.
give you those numbers. He
No.
can give you those receiving
No,
numbers.
we can't.
No.
Hey,
No.
get this man out of here. Marcus, stop.
Rex,
No.
hush. Hush. You're on mute. Okay. And Adolphus, you hush too. Worry about Jacksonville. Okay. You all up in the comments. I'm kick your ass too. As soon as I get myself to Florida, both of y'all.
Oh.
Foot in ass. Okay. So Padre asked this question earlier. Thoughts on JJ Watt possibly coming to Atlanta if Rick Smith gets hired? First of all, I don't even know who Rick Smith is because I don't be paying attention like that.
Damn.
But JJ Watt, he just cost too much money. 1, 2, where's that hurricane money, JJ? Where is the hurricane money? I still have not gotten an answer for that after all these years. You did the city of Houston dirty with that shit, okay? And third, I don't know. I just don't like him. He be injured too much for me. Okay, now experts can discuss this.
JJ plays injured like all the time. But no, cat space.
Yeah, I won't touch that. We could do a lot worse.
Cat space. They're not going to have the cat space for that.
Yeah, all the injury prone. Okay, so I was right about some stuff. I still want to know where that money's at.
He ain't that old. Like
He like 31. He like my age.
he's still JJ. He's still JJ. He's still JJ. But I wouldn't, given their cap situation next year, which is going to be, you know, I mean, they're really going to have to make some cuts. but it's manageable. But I wouldn't bring his contract on top of what they're already going to deal with.
Yeah. So speaking of JJ, I want to ask Eric, and y'all can say something too. But I want to ask Eric, since he's a inside man. I know he can't say much of anything, but I just want to know. So JJ was on, I don't know, he was doing something today, some press conference or something, and he was pissed, and he was like, nobody on this team is practicing, and the fans pay to see us. Y'all aren't working out. Y'all aren't doing what y'all are supposed to do. I'm pissed off for the fans, right? And he was pretty much pissed at his teammates. I don't know if he said anything to his coaches in that little clip, but why don't we have anybody like that on our team? Do they not love us? Like, I think they don't love us because, like, what the fuck? Why is nobody passionate about us being losers?
Well, Grady Jarrett came out today and made a statement about the players not thinking about draft picks, not thinking about tanking and stuff like that. Because he was asked that question in the post-game interview. We talked about this before, and I even talked about this on the shows at Falcoholic, but for somehow, some way, Dimitrov and Dan Quinn have strategically built a locker room that is made of guys that are not the type that would get in your face. They're not the type of guys that would give you those type of press clippings in the interviews. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they purposely did it, but they got a locker room full of guys that are Boy Scouts. Let's just be honest.
Stop.
And that's where the culture needs to change. You don't have guys. I don't think there's one guy in that locker room right now that will make a statement like JJ Watt. Not one guy.
Yeah. Well, Grady and Matt, they were just like, we're not in the business to tank. Like, we out here trying to compete and win games too.
But
yeah.
They said it in a Jehovah Witness type of way.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm like. I saw he said that, and I was just like, I'm trying not to cuss him out for saying that, because why aren't you? Why aren't you doing your job? Why isn't anybody on the team doing their job? If that's your job.
I want people to realize that players do not think about tanking for a draft pick. Like, nobody, I don't know what fans think this, like, they actually believe players take the field and say, hey, man, we can get the number one overall pick if we lose it. Players don't think that way. Like, nobody thinks that way. And if you honestly believe Julio Jones and Matt Ryan is going to take the field and say, man, we can get a top 5 pick if we lose today, you are completely out of your mind. Like, they're not tanking. They're not going to purposely tank. But, you know, you did bring up a good point. Like, yeah, that locker room, they don't have the type of guys that will, you know, be in your face and in your grill in necessary moments. And that's something that needs to change this offseason.
I can do it. I've been saying it. I will do it for $100,000.
Difference. You just want to cuss people out for no reason. Like, that's just
it is reasons.
That would be a waste of money.
No.
That'd be a waste of money because you're not intimidating at all.
Yes, I am.
You're really
no one's going to be like. No one's going to be shaking in their boots with your, you know, walking out there with your pancakes or whatever. So no one's going to really about you. You know what I'm saying, like, all they're paying for is for a fan to be at practice to be mad.
Yeah,
they're paying for a Twitter troll to be mad at practice. And you know what they do with those? They just ignore it.
He's pretty on point with that.
What are they going to do?
I'll walk around with my Ruger threatening to blow off fucking kneecaps. I'll slap shit out of a grown ass man. I don't care.
You so little that they'll be like, man, stop playing. Go sit down.
I'll get a fucking ladder and get in their face and smack the shit out of somebody. $100,000. It's not hard. I'll turn these pansies into winners. And if they don't like it, they can get off the team and go fucking work at the car dealership like that one wide receiver that we used to have. What was his name again?
Leonard Hankerson.
Yes. They don't like it.
At the local car dealership? I knew it was a car salesman.
You don't know?
God.
Yeah, he's selling cars, man.
I think he in Miami, back in Miami, selling cars.
He was a teacher.
Oh wow!
Before the Falcons. No shit. He was a teacher.
What?
Before the
Yeah,
Falcons.
man. He posted a selfie in CarMax. Swear to God.
He works at CarMax.
Yeah.
It ain't even a luxury car dealership. God damn. You out here trying to
CarMax
minivans. God damn.
He be selling people them cars people die in. CarMax is auction block cars. Don't buy them cars, people. Don't buy them cars from CarMax. I don't care how good the deal is. They be getting them right off the auction block. They be cleaning up all the CSI tape and the blood and all that, and they just be selling all these cars.
How do you know this?
That's what I heard. Oh yeah, one of my friends, my old friends, ex-boyfriend worked at CarMax. But he was selling them shit, so he was selling shit out of them cars. But don't buy no CarMax car. If you have it, return it. It's probably got a ghost in it, just chilling with you every time you drive. I ain't fucking playing. Don't look at me like that, Marcus. You can't see me, but don't fucking look at me like that. Y'all know I'm crazy as hell. I don't know why y'all look at me crazy every time I say some crazy shit. But that's what happened. And we don't got what else we talk about? Nothing. I don't think. Y'all got anything else to add?
I'm good.
Well, not Marcus. Don't say nothing.
We have one more week. One more week, and we are free of Dirk Cutter.
Y'all better make sure he get out of Atlanta too, man.
What?
Make sure he get out of Atlanta, all right? Like, don't let it. Like, when he get fired, like he has to leave the city too. Like, you can't just get fired and just stay there and think, like I'm just going to resign. Like, no, bro, you gotta
You gotta
go, dog. Like,
is Duluth too close? Because that's where he probably at.
That's up to y'all. I don't know if y'all want him in the state of Georgia. Definitely not the city of Atlanta. Absolutely.
Wait. I got one thing for Marcus. Yeah, didn't y'all blow a 17-point lead today?
Okay, hey, okay.
Yes or no?
Let me talk about the Colts.
Answer the question.
Bring it up. It's wild. So get this. So we pretty much have the playoffs on the line, and we come out and like are dominating. Like I think it went up to like 24-7. Offense is rolling, defense is rolling, and the offense just sputters because the head coach, who is also the offensive play caller, starts to call a bunch of passing plays when the running game was working the entire game. And we go 3 and out, don't stop the clock. And our defense just kind of like, is unable to hold Pittsburgh because they're constantly on the field because the offense can't sustain a drive because they won't just run the damn ball. They literally have T-shirts and hats made in that stadium, selling it on shirts and hats that say "Run the damn ball." Like that's their motto. They spent so much draft capital on running backs and offensive linemen, and for some reason, and I tweeted it out when the game was 24-7. I was like, you know what? The only thing that's going to beat us now is if our coach decides to get cute and just starts throwing the ball. And you know what he did? He got cute. And I felt like I had to explain that to you guys because I know as people of, fans of the Falcons, y'all don't understand the type of pain that I'm going through to watch your team build a lead and then lose because your coach decided to throw the ball instead of run the ball. I know you guys don't understand what that feels like, so I just wanted to really
you literally just described the Falcons game to us. That's all that you did.
I don't know why.
Look, first of all, for you, I'm appalled for you to sit here and say we don't like to feel pain. Like,
when have y'all ever blown a 20-point
15 years of the Peyton Manning era, okay? I ain't trying to hear that.
Wait, no, Eric. The thing with Peyton, he thinks Peyton was trash. He puts luck over Peyton.
Oh yeah.
I need to know. Wait a minute. So I need to know, how confident do you feel about Phillip Rivers?
Not confident. I was. If you can go through my old tweets before Phillip Rivers was even released from the Chargers. I made a meme because Colts media was like, "Oh, we should get Phillip Rivers because Frank Reich coached him up. We should get him." This was like before free agency started. I was like, "Do not get this man. This man is old, broken. He can't throw the ball. I cannot trust a man that has over 5 kids and he's injury prone." And what did they do? He has 9 kids. I cannot trust you to make rational decisions if you have to go home every day and deal with 9 children. There's no way that you can fit everything inside of your head that is required to be a quarterback in the NFL and 9 different separate personalities. There's no way you can do that. And I didn't like it. I haven't liked it from the beginning. I don't know why they brought him in here.
You know a Super Bowl run is probably not coming this postseason.
No, we weren't gonna win. We were not gonna win the Super Bowl with Phillip Rivers because he cannot throw the ball outside. Yeah, we cannot stretch the ball. We cannot stretch the field. And it's one thing to have like mobility like a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. We don't have the mobility of a Teddy Bridgewater. He cannot scramble to save his life. If one of his 9 children were strapped to the train tracks and they're like, "Hey, Phil, you need to run over there within 6 seconds to save your child," his kids would be dead because he is that slow. It's embarrassing how slow he is.
At least we have a dual threat in Atlanta. I'll give us that. We got a legit.
Yeah. Tell him.
Yeah, definitely we do. Our quarterback has cement feet. Like it's offensive. I'm honestly offended, and I would be out. And I know I want to talk about this because I know what they're going to do. They're going to bring him back for one more year. They're going to address the quarterback position, and it's going to make me want to kill myself.
Hey, I mean, if New Orleans can do it, why can't y'all do it?
Can't do what?
Like just bring back an old quarterback and make a playoff run.
Man, just one more year.
That's a bad idea because you got. And I said this about Drew Brees. I said it about Tom Brady. The Buccaneers are a quarterback away from being a great team. The Saints are a quarterback away from being a good team. That's a good roster over there. Those are 2 great rosters. If those teams decide, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their first-round draft pick should be a quarterback. But because Tom Brady is so sensitive and is such a bad teammate and a bad person and a cheater, he would get in his feelings if they decided to do that. So they're not going to do that because they decided to hand over the franchise to a 40-year-old guy who kisses his kids on the mouth when they're 16. So enjoy that, Tampa Bay. Enjoy
that. All right.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay? It's weird.
It is weird. And I'm glad you weren't here for last week's episode because we talked about how weird our quarterback is.
Oh, yeah. Let's not bring that up.
Yeah. We'll bring that up. We'll do it off season. And we'll bring you in and we'll bring that up.
Well, to give you a short story, Matt and his wife, they have evil twins. They're siblings. They're siblings. They look just like them. And the siblings are married. Like Matt's brother is married to his wife's sister.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird.
That's weird.
It's almost incest weird.
I don't get that. I really don't. And I don't even want an explanation for that, to be honest with you.
I do. I tried to get white people to explain it to us, but nobody commented.
That's the white version of Us, the Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah, I think we need a white person on during off season so I can get some insight on white culture. Okay, for real. All right. So that's to wrap up. It's really nice to see Marcus talk about his own team and get really passionate so he can stop bringing up Quinn Torres Jones. Did I say his name right? Probably not. I don't even care. So
we can call him Quinn Torres. Marcus has to call him Julio. Like,
yeah, Marcus.
I just want that man to
No.
I want him to win. I want him to be great.
He was literally in the Super Bowl.
He will be
4 years ago.
It doesn't. He was there.
You know what?
Was T.Y. ever in one?
He probably secretly wants the Colts to trade. That's why he on here pushing that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. I would not for the price it would cost to get Julio Jones. No, thank you.
All right. Okay, Marcus. God, my dog is snoring. Yeah, thank y'all for listening. Thank you, Eric, for coming on. Thanks, Boss Man Breezes, for making time for us today. And Marcus for sneaking on here, even though I still need another break, like another week, because
Another
Marcus
6
is driving
months.
us crazy. But he's going to be out here more off season, y'all. I need him out here because some of y'all actually like him for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just kidding. Marcus is cool. He's always welcome, but sometimes we just need a mental health break. At least me and Josh,
Yeah.
a week or two.
Josh,
Mark.
that hat is coming, bro. We're gonna find something.
Not that horse one, no.
We're gonna find something for you, man. Have you talked about it on this spot? We'll wait for the off season to talk about that because
you see this? The hat I'm wearing? This, but in y'all crappy logo.
We're gonna really dig into the type of hat you're gonna be wearing this off season.
No.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
you know what? I might print it out. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. You see what this picture? You see what this picture is? This black
Why would you do that?
right here? I'm gonna print out your new Abby with the Colts hat, and it's gonna go right here. Right here on this spot. So every time I'm on the Dirty Bird Nation report, you'll be able to see your beautiful face with this beautiful logo every time. Right here, buddy. Right, just for you.
He'll do it. So be prepared for that, Josh.
Hopefully the world ends on New Year's Day.
That's the world ends. Yeah, speaking of New Year's, y'all don't drink and drive. We're still in a paragraph, a global paragraph. So for the love of God, wear a mask, practice social distancing and all that stuff. And if we make it to 2021 and the aliens don't start coming out like on Independence Day, I'm going to be pissed personally because I'm just ready for some change. You know what I'm saying? Some drastic change. So if we don't get aliens coming out the sky, I'm gonna be upset on New Year's. But seriously, don't drink and drive. But I am serious about what I said too. Okay, y'all got any shout outs?
I just want to say that just because Koo missed that kick doesn't mean you can call him racial slurs. It's not okay.
I ain't say nothing.
I didn't say you. I'm just saying it's not okay. Don't do it. I know there's a lot of deleted tweets about that man and about his ethnicity and about where he came from. It is not okay to send those tweets out.
Wow.
I'm talking about me. I ain't saying any race. I don't think.
I just called him Islam, and that was it.
Josh, do you got any shout outs?
Just Nina, and my little boy Kason.
I was about to say, Nina. I was like,
was it her idea to have like the whole red thing going on in the background? I like that.
Yeah, actually, she got these are like LED lights. I could change to whatever color, and she got them from one of my Christmas.
Oh, she got it for you, man. You know what? # Black Love every time, man. I love it. That's such a beautiful thing, man. What can you do?
Thank you.
What can you do, man? I got the heart eye emojis going right now.
Eric, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to my little man, Cameron. That's about it.
Y'all both got C named sons. What are my shout outs? I don't fucking know. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to my dog who snored through half of this. So if you heard that was my dog. Not me farting, because it did sound like a fart like the whole time. Anyways, oh yeah, and I'll put the suicide prevention hotline stuff in the description box. And yeah, we are out because if I don't get my mom this medicine, she's going to freaking kill me in like 2 seconds. So goodbye.
10-inch Tico